everyone. Welcome to Community Insight, your community news program provided by Churches Outreach Network. I'm your host, Denisha Harris, and I'm very happy to be with you here today as we talk about some great things going on in the community. As we know, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and we can't help but feel the spirit of Christmas in the air. I know a lot of you are already thinking about some of the gifts that you will be purchasing, and perhaps you've already started buying some of those gifts. But we understand at this time of year, it's also an opportunity for us to share with those who perhaps need a little assistance at this time. So today, we have with us our guest, Miss Debbie Woodson.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. What about yourself?
I'm doing great, thank
Great,
you.
great.
Miss Debbie Woodson is a volunteer with Churches Outreach Network, and she will be speaking with us about a very important program called Toys for Tots. Miss Woodson, Toys for Tots program, that's a program under the umbrella of Churches Outreach Network. Can you tell us a little bit about what Toys for Tots is?
Yes, I can. Toys for Tots began in Los Angeles, California, by two people, Major Bill Hendricks and his wife Diane. And his wife had made a rag doll that she wanted to give to a foundation to give to a child during Christmas time. And she was not able to find a foundation. So she went to her husband and talked with him, and together they decided that they would collect toys. He got with some of his Marine friends, and they collected that year in 1947 5,000 toys for children. And then the next year in 1948, that's when it became Toys for Tots. And that's what brings us here today.
Wonderful, 1947.
Hmm.
Who would have known that Toys for Tots have been around for so long?
71 years.
71 years.
Yes.
I think a lot of us are familiar with the images of the Marines
Hmm.
perhaps going around and collecting toys
Yes.
and giving them to youth. So
Hmm.
it's wonderful that we have that program right here in Pitt County.
It sure is, because it has helped a lot of children. And last year, we helped over 22,000 children right here in Pitt County alone.
Oh my
We
goodness,
did.
that is amazing. That is a blessing from the Lord.
It sure is a blessing. It really is.
Wonderful. So, how long have you been volunteering with the Toys for Tots program?
Well, I have been a volunteer for Toys for Tots for about 6 years.
Okay.
And uh, this was during the time, well, I think Pastor and Mrs. Coles, they've been coordinators for 5 years.
Wonderful.
And I've been with Churches Outreach Network, I guess about 7.
Very nice,
Hmm.
very nice. So we know that, Christmas is right around the corner and we
Yes.
need to start preparing. So if there are individuals out in our listening audience that may want to perhaps participate in Toys for Tots, meaning they may have children that may have a need for toys this time of
Hmm.
year, what are some things going on, or what would be the process for them to actually register and participate in this program?
Okay. Well, one thing that parents will have to do, they will have to fill out an application.
Okay.
And you can go to Churches Outreach Network's website, which is www.con2007.org. And you can go to Toys for Tots, click on that, and you can get the application to fill out. The application is a very simple process. You fill out your name, address, the children's names. One thing that parents will have to bring is documentation of the birth certificate, documentation of the birth of the child. So that could be your Medicaid application for the children or birth certificate, so that we would know the age, because the age range is from 0 to 12 years of age. And also, I know that there are some grandparents, aunts, uncles, or other adults that might be caring for children that's not their own. So if you have custody of those children, you would need to bring custody papers to show that you have legal guardianship of those children. So that's the first process. I do know that sometimes when you come to register children, if you don't have the application already filled out, we will have some applications there for you to fill out, and we will help you along with the process.
Okay, great. So is it mainly an in-person process where they could go on the website, download the application, fill it out in its entirety, bring the documents that they need to prove custody, the age of the child, and take it to a registration site?
That's exactly right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's exactly right.
Great.
That's what they have to do.
Great, great. So I believe we have an event coming up this weekend where they can actually register their children.
Yes, and I'm so excited about that. I plan to be there, registering children, and that's going to take place this coming Saturday at Brown and Woods on Southwest Greenville Boulevard, and it's going to be from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And Santa Claus is going to be there, Denisha.
I'm so excited. We
He'll-
all love Santa Claus.
He'll be there taking requests, listening to those children's requests for what they want for Christmas.
Oh,
And the little children will take home a goodie bag.
isn't that so nice?
Yes.
I'm so excited. I have a childlike spirit, so that just gives me all sorts of joy. But wonderful. So folks can bring their children.
Yes.
Don't have to worry about getting a babysitter or having someone else take care of the kids.
That's right.
And they can come out to Brown and Wood. And where is Brown and Wood located?
It's located on 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard.
Wonderful. So these are Pitt County residents.
Yes, Pitt County residents, yes.
Okay, great. So they can come out to Brown and Wood and they can bring their application, bring their documentation, bring their kids
Bring their kids.
so they can meet Santa.
That's right.
Wonderful. And then once that application process is complete, then they will be contacted, I assume, about the next steps.
Yes, they will be contacted, and Deborah Coles, who's Pastor Coles' wife, she takes care of all that information. She makes sure that the application has a number, and will make sure that there is contact information for the parents. And then once the process starts, when you start distributing the toys, then she will contact them personally to let them know exactly where to come to pick up those toys.
Wonderful. Now, I've had the opportunity to volunteer with Toys for Tots as well. Some of the parents may have seen me at the check-in desk. I've traditionally been given that task of checking in parents and making sure that everything is in order. But last year, I actually had the opportunity to sort some of the toys. So I got to see some of the great items that kids were getting. So again, you said the ages are 0 to 12. Is that right? And so I see you have displayed here some of the
Yeah.
great toys that the kids might be able to receive. Nice.
Yeah, and what we do in the warehouse, we separate the toys by age range, boys and girls, and then we have a section for miscellaneous. And so it's like from 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12. Now, one thing I want to tell the audience is that those little babies from 0 to 2, we don't usually get a lot of toys for them. Now, like this little fella right here, this would be like for an infant. We have to sometimes go out and buy, and this one right here, this little funny octopus, for those children at that age range, we sometimes would have to go out and purchase those toys for them. So we would like the audience to know that if you want to go out and purchase some toys, please think about that age range.
Okay, that's a good need to know information.
And 3 to 5 usually get tons and tons of toys. So that's my plug for that. And usually, I know I missed it this year. Usually, Pastor Coles will invite noted members of the community to go with him to shop for Toys for Tots. And I've had an opportunity to do that many years, and I just love it. I have my little list, what I want to buy for everybody. And I missed it this year, but I would always target those little babies when I would buy toys at that time. And so that's always a lot of fun.
That's great. And that's what I love about this time of year and really about volunteerism in general is that it allows the community to come together
Yes.
and do something really positive for the community. So that's great.
Yes.
So for those who maybe want to help and would like to purchase toys or maybe provide a monetary donation, what should they do?
Okay. If you would like to purchase toys, you can do that. We have a drop-off site at WITN, and they will be receiving toys up until December 5th. And you can drop your toys off there. And they are teaming with Greenville Auto and also Two Men in a Truck because we will need some help transporting those toys to the warehouse. And so you can drop off there. If you want to do a monetary donation, you can make your check or money order out to the Toys for Tots Foundation, and you can mail your check or money order to Churches Outreach Network. Let me get the address.
And it's located on the website, correct?
Yes, it's also located on the website.
Very
I
good.
don't see the address. I'll get the address before we
No
before we
worries,
finish.
no worries. So they can certainly go to the website, which is con2007.org. You can pay online, is that correct? Or
Yes,
donate
you can.
online?
You can also donate online.
Absolutely. And then there's also the mailing address for CON. So if you'd like to make a tax-deductible donation to CON, we will certainly encourage you to do that. And we appreciate all the support of the community because I know that the community has supported us
Yes.
year after year. So please, please, we'd love to have your donations either through a monetary form or if you're able to purchase some toys, we have those drop-off locations.
Yes. And Denisha, I have the address.
Okay, wonderful.
You can send your check or money order to Churches Outreach Network, 1206 Evans Street, 1206 Evans Street, Suite 25, Greenville, North Carolina, 27834.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Always prepared. I always love that about you. So wonderful. So we are towards the middle of November. It's going to take us a few weeks to kind of get all of this together.
Yes.
And then we have the opportunity to distribute these toys to the individuals. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Okay. When we distribute toys, now I know that Churches Outreach Network for a number of years were just distributors. And what we would do, we would gather in, at an auditorium area, and we would have all the ages all around the walls. And then we would have the bicycles in our location. And when the parents would come, they would sign in, and then they would have a volunteer escort to, along with their sheet, to escort them to different areas so they could select the toy or toys that they wanted for their children. And then after that, the volunteer would take them to another location where we would get stocking stuffers. And Denisha, we get a lot of stocking stuffers. And they would be able to select maybe about 5 stocking stuffers per child. And after that, well, when they come in, they would get a raffle ticket because at that time we would not have a bicycle for every family. So a bicycle would be raffled off, and that was always exciting. And so that's just a little bit about how distribution would be. But one thing I do want to mention to you about the sorting of the toys, and you know, Denisha, I know for me, I would donate to Toys for Tots. I would see it on TV, but I never really knew the background part of it until I worked with Churches Outreach Network. And to this date, nationwide, 548 million toys have been distributed to children nationwide. And I know that's probably a pretty accurate count because I have counted. I cannot begin to tell you how many stocking stuffers I have counted, how many toys I have counted. And all of those toys that are donated and brought in, they have to be counted so that when Dr. and Mrs. Coles make their report, they can say that we received a certain amount of toys.
Wonderful. Well, working on the portions that I have worked on,
Yes.
I've come in and done, my part. But we just have to give a congratulations to Mrs. Coles
Yes.
and to Dr. Coles for all of the work they've done to really bring and coordinate this all together. It's a huge undertaking.
It's a huge undertaking.
Absolutely. And so I believe you stated that Pitt County distributed 22,000.
Yes, 22,000 to Pitt County.
Wonderful. So we know that there were a lot of smiling faces on
Yes.
Christmas morning. So it's great to be a part of that.
Yes, it is.
So again, if folks want to donate to Toys for Tots, where can they go?
If they want to donate, they can go to WITN and donate there. And I'm not sure where the donation boxes are located, but if they see a Toys for Tots donation box, they can put toys in that as well.
Wonderful. And so, again, our age range to our listening audience is 0 to 12. So think about that as you're donating toys. And also, Ms. Woodson has informed us that sometimes our infants, 0 to 2, we don't have as many toys in that age range.
That's right.
So think about that age range. But of course, we would appreciate anything that you can provide to us, even a monetary donation.
Monetary donation as well, yes.
Absolutely. So great. So again, for those who may want to register for the program to
Yes.
receive the toys, we have an event going on this Saturday
This Saturday.
that we would like for folks to participate in. Could you give us some more information about the Saturday event?
Yes, the Saturday event, like I mentioned before, I'll be there along with Dr. and Mrs. Coles and some other volunteers, and we'll be there with our smiling faces, and if we can find some Santa hats, we'll probably have some Santa hats on and that kind of thing. But yes, come out to Brown and Wood at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. And Santa Claus will be there, and we'll be giving out goodie bags, and parents can fill out those applications, or you can go on the website, www.con2007.org, and pull down an application at that from there and fill that out and bring it with you. And just come and enjoy. Come and fellowship with us and see us, and we'll talk to you, and we'll have a great time. So please come out. Please come out.
Absolutely. 9 to 12, come out this Saturday, Brown and Wood. And again, we have to thank Brown and Wood
Yes,
for
we
being
do.
a great partner with us.
And we thank them so very much, and we thank WITN also for housing those toys for us. So many, many thanks to the community. I mean, if it weren't for the community opening their hearts, showing compassion and generosity, we wouldn't have a Toys for Tots program in the city. So we thank the community and everybody who contributes. It doesn't matter how large or how small. If it's coming from your heart, that's wonderful. And also, I also want to mention this too, that starting December 7th through the 15th, you can also go on the website, Churches Outreach Network's website, and you can volunteer to help sort those toys.
Okay, great.
And what you do, you go on www.con2007.org to the website, and you click on signup.com. And when you do that, it will bring up all the days that sorting will be taking place, and you can sign up. And one good thing about this, if you have a church youth group or a fraternity group, sorority group, school groups, if you need some volunteer hours, this is perfect. I know last year we had church groups to come and help sort toys. We had students from ECU come to help us out. And so we're going to need as many hands as possible to sort those toys, because the toys that come in is massive. And all of those toys have to be sorted by age range.
Very good.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you
we
for
need
that
your help.
information. Yes. And Mrs. Coles, I'm going to sign up. I promise. I've been delinquent. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to sign up because I do volunteer every year. At least I try to. So that's great. So there are plenty of opportunities for folks to
Plenty.
get involved.
Yes.
So folks can volunteer to sort the toys folks can help distribute the toys on that day. It's usually a Saturday morning where we get to meet all the kids and meet the parents and just talk to them,
Yes.
and learn their stories, and just learn about them as individuals.
Learn about them as individuals. Yes.
And that's always a pleasure to get to know the folks that you're assisting and that you're helping. So we can, volunteering to sort, volunteering to distribute. And of course, if you just don't have the time to do either of those, we will accept your toys. For children ages 0 to 12, we'll accept your monetary donations because, as Ms. Woodson has already stated, we do go out and we go shopping.
We do.
So you've been on one of those shopping trips.
I have.
So what's that like?
Well, I've been on the shopping sprees when we had Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And Toys R Us would open up an hour earlier so that we could actually go in and have the entire store to ourselves.
Wow, that's like in the movies.
And we would have mayors from different principalities, the police chief from the sheriff's department and the police department would come. And I would always enjoy that. I would have my list of what I want to buy. You get a shopping cart. And so you would just go down the aisles. And of course, I would go down the aisles looking and thinking to myself, well, what can I get my grandsons? And also, it's a great learning experience because you see toys that, that are new and different, innovative, a lot of technology kinds of things. And so it's just really fun.
That's awesome.
And then Dr. Coles would give us a budget that we would have to stay in. And I usually would do pretty good with my budget.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did because, again, you're always prepared. Wow, it reminds me of that movie, what was it, Home Alone?
Yes.
Where the folks were dancing on the life-size piano. I can imagine you all playing with some of the toys just to test them out.
Just to test them out to make sure they work.
Absolutely. Great, great. So I'm sure there's going to be an alternative this year for the shopping spree, but I know that it's going to be a fun event.
Yes. I think it's going to be a fun event as well.
Great, great. Well, wonderful. Now, again, we do have that event coming up this Saturday.
Yes.
For folks to come and register your kids to receive a toy.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, again, there is an application process. Now, is that application process really difficult?
The application process is not. Matter of fact, I brought an application today,
Okay.
and I'll just hold it up to the audience. It's actually one page, depending on how many children you have. It's this page right here is just the name of the children and the ages, and if it's a boy or girl. But if you have like 2 children, it's just a one-page project process. But you will have at the top it says Marine Corps Toys for Tots application, county of, and then of course you put your county, and then it asks for the parent's name, address, telephone number, cell number, if you are employed, previous address, if you have lived at the address less than 2 years. They will also ask, have you applied with any other agency for toys this year? And then it has the child's information as well. And so it's a Denisha, it's just so easy. It's the application process is just so very easy for parents. Because one thing that we do not want to do, we do not want to burden parents at all. Because if parents are worried about what I'm going to get my children for Christmas, we don't need to put an added burden of a long, drawn-out application process. So it's very simple. Very simple.
Very good. Thank you for going in detail and explaining that because
Yes.
a lot of folks, they may be intimidated
Maybe intimidated, yes.
by that application process. So, folks, it's really simple, really easy. Download it off of the website, con2007.org. Complete that application.
Yes.
Bring your necessary documentation. Let us know the age of your child. Bring their birth certificate. If you may not be the parent, but you have custody of that child, bring your custody papers so that we can show that relationship. And we'll go from there. And so we have a fun process for you to turn in that application coming up this Saturday.
That's right, and that's going to be at Brown and Wood, 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. And just as we've been talking, Santa Claus is going to be there, and I might have to sneak around and tell Santa Claus what I want for Christmas.
That would be great. I always have a nice laundry list.
Yes, yes, and we'll have goodie bags. And another thing too, we'll have volunteers there to help parents with the process. So if they have questions about the application, we'll be there to help them along.
Very good. So, for folks who may not have internet access or may not feel comfortable downloading the app, will you guys have applications there?
Yes, we will have applications there. Yes.
Wonderful. So, you can fill out the application on site if you would like to. And again, that event is happening this Saturday, which is November the 17th. It's going to be at Brown and Wood, 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. And it's going to be from 9 to 12. So have some fun with us.
Yes.
It's going to be a great event, and it's something that we can do to help the community.
Absolutely. And that's
So-
what it's all about, helping the community.
Very good. Now, again, I see these toys up here, and I'm just getting very, very interested in that. But
Okay.
we're going to ensure that we have these toys and more for the kids
Absolutely.
as they come out. So I just want to thank everyone for chatting with us and listening to us today as we talk about our Toys for Tots event with Churches Outreach Network. I'd like to thank Miss Debbie Woodson for being our special guest.
You're more than welcome. It has been a pleasure.
Wonderful. And in this holiday season, we just pray that you and yours will have a very blessed
Absolutely.
and prosperous holiday season and new year. And until next time, this is Denisha Harris.